As we record this right now, the Minnesota State Legislature is still out of session and getting ready to come back in special session, which means they failed this year to, well, do the job that we elected them to do, and that's pass bills, pass budgets, and that's make sure that our state economy is continuing to grow and the services of the state of Minnesota are continuing to be provided. Now, this is the second time we've had to call a special session in 4 years. It's difficult to keep running from crisis to crisis, and that's what it feels like we're doing again here in Minnesota with the special session. This was an odd year in the state of Minnesota. It was a 2015 year. In odd years, the budget is the number one priority. That's the thing you want to get done. Even number of years, it's always the big bonding bill. We failed to get the budget done because K-12 education cannot be agreed upon, the single biggest part of the state's budget every single year. However, as we record this, it seems like Republicans in the Minnesota House, Democrats in the Minnesota Senate, and Governor Dayton appear to be coming closer together and have some fundamental agreements in place, which should have for them calling a special session shortly, and maybe by the time you're seeing this, we may actually be done with the state business. But if we're not, we are looking towards a partial government shutdown again. And who really gets hurt? Who really gets kicked in the teeth in the partial government shutdown? It's you and I as taxpayers. It's you and I as citizens in the state of Minnesota. I was at Breakfast of the Farm a few weeks ago and actually ran into one gentleman that was talking with one of our state representatives asking, is something going to get done? They have a family reunion planned in one of our state parks. That state park might not be open for that family reunion if these two sides can't get together. That's just one micro example, an example of millions of services that are provided, taxpayer money, to the citizens that we pay for that they will take away from us because our politicians can't get their job done. This isn't a Republican problem. This isn't a Democratic problem. This is a political system problem. So how do we fix this? How do we make it so these legislators have to get things done? No special sessions. One, nobody should be paid for a special session. I'm sorry. No politician should ever be paid a single penny to show up for a special session, for a single committee meeting, for a single lunch, for a single anything. Also, sometimes when we get towards the end of legislative sessions, we have all these crazy bills get passed at the end. You all know what I'm talking about. You hear the flurry of them. How many great decisions do you make at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? That's when our legislators are passing laws and bills at the end of a session that affect the lives of you and I and our children. I think we're going to have to put a stop to that as well. Because sometimes it also feels like in St. Paul that nothing really gets done until the last final weeks, when this big push is on. Now we've had this big push. And once again, for the second time in recent memory, our state legislature can't get the business done. So what does this leave us? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But to me, very disappointing. And these same politicians we keep electing keep fighting with each other. They're supposed to work for us, not fight with each other just to make political brownie points for whatever purpose there might be. They work for you and I. Let's hope they remember that and get this solved sooner than later.